Good day, students. Welcome to another session of Practical Research 2. I am Vincent Jovic Mortel, and let's get started to our topic, sampling. Basic concept of sampling. Sampling means choosing from a large population. The respondents are subject to answer your research question. Karaniwan natin itong ginagawa dahil malaki ang ating target na population. Example, students sa ating school, mga tao sa inyong community. Yun, gumagamit tayo ng sampling to represent the whole population. And we are expecting na yung sample na kinuha natin ay mag-speak out for the entire population. There are factors affecting sample selection. Una ay sample size. How big should the sample be? The best way para ma-determine natin ang tamang sample size is to know kung gaano nire-represent ng sample yung entire population. Sampling technique. There are two types of sampling technique. Probability sampling makes you base your selection of respondents on pure chance. In this case, everybody in the population is given an equal chance to represent the whole population. Non-probability sampling includes in this category are not chosen randomly but purposely. This technique is susceptible to bias. We will be discussing them later. Heterogeneity of the population. If there is a wide variation among the people composing the population, dapat ang makuha nating sample ay kayang represent ang buong population kahit madami silang pagkakaiba-iba. Statistical technique are ways of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting variable or fluctuating numerical data. Time and cost. Choosing samples make you deal with one big whole population, with each member of this large group needing your attention, time, and effort, let alone the amount of money you will fork out for the materials you will need in making the sampling frame. Sampling technique. Probability sampling. Simple random sampling. Choosing of respondents based on pure chance. An example of simple random sampling, bawat isa sa mga student ay naka-assign na number. Ilalagay ito sa isang bunutan at kung anong number ang mabunot, sila ang sasama sa survey. Systematic sampling, picking up in the same interval from the list until the desired total number of respondents is achieved. Example ng systematic sampling. Meron tayong list ng names ng ating mga students at pipili tayo ng ilang gagawin nating respondents. Sa pagpili natin, we decided na lahat ng names na nasa even numbers ang pangalan ang sasagot ng survey. Stratified sampling. Choosing samples that will later on be subdivided into strata, subgroups, or subsample during the stage of the data analysis. Dito naman, i-divide muna natin yung buong population into stratas. For this example, we divided them based on their color and expression. Tapos, kukuha tayo ng halimbawa, let's say, 1/3 sa bawat strata para mag-represent ng kanilang group at maging sample ng buong population. Cluster sampling. Choosing samples in cluster rather than separate individuals. Cluster sampling is similar to stratified sampling. I-group din natin muna ang population but instead na kumuha tayo sa bawat cluster, yung buong cluster ang kukunin natin to represent the whole population. Kumbaga sa stratified sampling, bawat strata ay may representative. Samantalang sa cluster sampling, kukuha tayo ng ilan sa mga cluster para mag-represent. Sampling technique for non-probability sampling. Quota sampling. choosing a specific sample that you know correspond to the population in terms of one or more characteristic. Ito yung halimbawa yung meron kang karakteristik. Tapos, syempre, ang pipiliin mo lang ay yung sakto dun sa hinahanap mong karakteristik. For example, mga males na ang kanilang age ay 50 and above. Voluntary sampling. Choosing samples that are willing to participate as respondents in the research. Example ay, you are watching a TV show and the host asks you to visit his website to answer an online survey. Yung mga tao na willing mag-volunteer para sumagot ang magiging kasama sa voluntary sampling. Purposive sampling. Choosing samples that you have judged as people with good background. Purposive sampling, the researcher chose the sample based on his judgment. For example, you will conduct a research on art. Siyempre, ang pipiliin mo ay yung mga sample na mahilig sa art or magaling sa art. Availability sampling. Choosing samples that are easy to find or to locate and willing to establish contact with you. Example, you want to conduct a research about the average consumption of soda in your university. Siyempre, ang pinakamadaling tanongin dyan, yung mga kaibigan mo at saka mga classmate mo. For your easy survey, snowball sampling helps researchers to find a sample when they are difficult to locate. This sampling system works like referral program. Halimbawa, gusto kong mag-interview ng mga street children. Siyempre, hindi naman ako agad makakahanap ng isang bultuhan. So, after ko maka-interview ng isa, itatanong sa kanya kung asan pa yung mga ibang street children para maituloy ko yung aking interview. Ayun. That will be all. Thank you for watching. God bless.